And we're back here for our daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel here for June 8th. First off, yes, different setup for today. This is a one-day thing. I'm recording this in an Airbnb. My camera's stacked on top of a couple pizza boxes here, so we're making do of the situation. So again, tomorrow, normal setup will be fine, but today, again, here are the MLB Best Bets. Gotta get back on the right track, right? Yesterday was not a very good day, and we've been kind of on a cold spell recently, so trying to get back at it today. I couldn't find a player prop I like today, so I'm gonna go three money lines today, plus the Nationals best bet, and plus the NRFI as well. I just feel like there are better spots today and some really good value that I like personally with the money line, so we're gonna go to that. And also, again, folks, before you get to the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB best bets here on the channel. Again, the graphics return tomorrow. This is just a one-day thing. Later today on Greedo Plays MMA at noon, we're gonna have our UFC Fight Night Atlanta full card predictions with Kamaru Usman and Joaquin Buckley in the main event. And in the description down below as well, our game number 2 predictions of the NBA Finals between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. Okay, let's get on now to the first of our 5 best bets. There will be timestamps in today's video. Hopefully I remember to do that. I will. Okay, there will be timestamps for each individual best bet. The first being a NRFI here in Tampa Bay between the Miami Marlins and the Tampa Bay Rays. I believe the odds for this are around minus 140-ish. I like it. I think we're going to be okay with this. Yeah, I know you get two teams yesterday who scored a combined 21 runs. There is going to be some regression today, and surprisingly, the Miami Marlins actually won that game yesterday in Tampa against the Rays. Again, Tampa's a team that's 4 games over 500 right now. Miami, obviously, one of the worst teams in all of Major League Baseball, 24-38. But you had a game yesterday where 21 combined runs were scored in Tampa. It was an 11-10 victory for the Marlins in extra innings. The big difference today is going to be the pitching matchup. And really, when we look at the NRFI for today, hell, the NRFI yesterday we did hit in St. Louis between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the St. Louis Cardinals. When we really look at the NRFI today, though, I look at the starting pitching matchup. We get Rasmussen for Tampa Bay. He is their elite pitcher in their rotation, likely probably an all-star of the season, Drew Rasmussen. And then we get Anthony Venzinino for the Miami Marlins, their lefty out of Hackettstown, New Jersey. He's an opener. Again, we're going to get some matchups early in this game for him specifically, being the opener for Miami. And ultimately, that's where we approach this NRFI. Like we said yesterday with Eric Fetty, we said, all right, Fetty can get us 3 outs. I feel good about Yamamoto. Now, the tougher test yesterday was actually Yamamoto getting the outs for the Dodgers and not Fetty for the Cardinals. Regardless, we still hit. But today I do feel like it's a case of, okay, I'm pretty fine with Drew Rasmussen going out there and getting 3 outs. Again, he's been great this season. He's been really good pitching at the Tampa Bay Rays adopted outdoors stadium this season as well. You look at the matchups he's going to see, likely expect Xavier Edwards probably leading off, Jesus Sanchez, Otto Lopez, and Agustin Ramirez. Again, good hitters, but Drew Rasmussen this season has been nails for Tampa Bay. Again, all-star level season for Drew Rasmussen, 2.14 ERA, 5-4 record, but records for pitchers don't matter. His last 4 starts have been electric. He has gone, this guy's gone 23 consecutive innings without giving up a single run. I mean, it's amazing. His last start against the Marlins back on May 17th, 6 innings, 4 hits, 0 runs. Against the Blue Jays, 6 innings, 4 hits, 0 runs. Twins, 6 innings, 1 hit, 0 runs. Against the Rangers, 5 innings, 1 hit, 0 runs. The guy's been that good, okay? Drew Rasmussen has been that amazing for Tampa Bay, so I don't really care who's lining up for the Miami Marlins. Again, Edwards, Sanchez, Lopez, Ramirez. I'm perfectly fine with Drew Rasmussen going out there and finding a way to get 3 outs. The tougher side of this equation, obviously, is going to come with Anthony Venzinino. Again, I'm probably butchering his name. I know I'm butchering his name. This is an opener. He's a relief pitcher for the Miami Marlins. This is a guy with a 4.58 ERA on the season, and obviously the matchups are going to be much more difficult for him. The guys he's going to have to see, likely a Yandy Diaz, a Jonathan Aranda, a Brandon Lowe, and a Junior Caminero. I mean, those are tough matchups. I understand that, but you look at, again, there's a reason Miami's opening with him. They like the matchups lefty-lefty that they're going to get early in this game, or they like the matchup with the lefty reliever, and I do expect him to find a way to get 3 outs. Again, that is the much tougher part of this equation, and it's really not even close, because, I mean, Rasmussen, I'll be damned. If the guy hasn't given up a run in 23 consecutive innings, he gives one up in the first inning against, of all teams, the Miami Marlins, and I get it. The teams he has been pitching against, Miami will have their days obviously really struggle. The Rangers will definitely have their games where they struggle. Toronto and Minnesota obviously have their good days as well, but I think it goes to show how good Rasmussen has been. I mean, the last start where his team scored runs off of him was on May the 11th against the Milwaukee Brewers. He went 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. Again, Rasmussen since then, though, 23 consecutive scoreless innings of baseball. I mean, that has to be talked about. It's not going to be talked about because he plays in the Tampa Bay Rays. But big credit to him, obviously. Again, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The tougher part of the equation is going to come with Miami trying to get outs. I still like the Tampa Bay lineup. They're good, but I think we're going to be fine here. Again, 21 combined runs yesterday. I understand that an 11-10 finish. There is some regression that has to be dealt with today, and we are going to see that. And obviously, it's an added bonus as well that a potential, honestly, we should say it now. I know he doesn't go that deep into games, but I mean, I guess Drew Rasmussen has to be considered a top 5 candidate, maybe top 10 candidate for American League Cy Young. He's been that good this year. I think Rasmussen's going to get the outs, and we're going to get the outs with Miami as well in their bullpen game. And I'm taking the NRFI here in our first game in this all-Florida matchup in Tampa between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Miami Marlins. Let's go on to our second best bet of the video. We go to our first of 3 money lines for today. We are going to the Battle of Pennsylvania. The Battle of Pennsylvania here. We had the Battle of Florida earlier. Battle of PA now. I'm taking the Pirates to beat the Philadelphia Phillies. I know, maybe like 4 Paul Skeens starts ago, I did say, if we get the Pittsburgh Pirates at even money, even with Paul Skeens pitching, I'm going to fade Pittsburgh. I haven't done that recently. I've actually gone in the direction of, all right, I'm actually going to take Skeens in the Pirates. And today I feel good about it as well. Okay, so I mean, what do I need to say about Paul Skeens that hasn't already been said? Paul Skeens might be the best pitcher in Major League Baseball right now. Again, there is a limited group of guys. We've talked about this before. I mean, but I think after Garrett Crochet's not great performance yesterday against the Yankees, I know the Red Sox still won, but Crochet wasn't great against New York. I think really the only pitcher you can say that's better than Paul Skeens in all of baseball right now is Tarek Skubal. Okay, and then who's the number 3 pitcher in the league? Might be Mackenzie Gore, but we're not going to get into that. Again, I think Gore's just that good. I think Gore might now be better than Crochet. He still has the strikeout lead as well. Shout out to my guy Mackenzie Gore. Regardless, though, Paul Skeens is the best pitcher in the National League, and I don't really think it's all that close. Look what the guy's doing. It is a matter of time, I guess a matter of a couple of years at this point, and for when he's going to get moved, obviously, off of Pittsburgh. But 2.05 ERA for the 23-year-old, obviously out of Louisiana State University. It's incredible what this guy is doing. Every single game he pitches, he puts his team in a position to win. And look at the last game they played against the Houston Astros. I get it, that was bad. We had Pittsburgh Pirates money line that day. It was last Tuesday. Paul Skeens goes 8 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. His team loses the game 3-0. That's embarrassing. It 100% is. That's a game you have to win. Because Pittsburgh, prior to that Houston loss with Skeens, had won the last 2 starts they had with Skeens in the bump. Against the Milwaukee Brewers, Skeens goes 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. They win an extra inning 6-5. And the easiest Paul Skeens bet that we've ever got into place was against the Arizona Diamondbacks a couple Wednesdays ago, where Skeens goes 6 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 0 runs, right? Skeens gets the Philadelphia Phillies today, and Philadelphia, I mean, they're good, but they've lost a lot, right? Phillies on a 4-game losing streak. If you look back at their last 10 games, I think they've only won 2 out their last 10. It's not ideal. And sure, this is still an elite team in baseball, I understand it. They're 10 games over 500, but look at them right now. They're without their superstar Bryce Harper. Harper has gone on the 10-day IL. All right, they lose yesterday to the Pirates. They lose on Friday to the Pirates as well. They're trying to avoid the sweep here, and they're trying to avoid the sweep on the road against Paul Skeens. Yeah, I don't like that for Philadelphia. I just don't. This is a team that had 4 hits yesterday. They scored 1 run, which was scored in the very first inning. And I get it. There's still great bats in this lineup. Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber. They are good guys. But that gets all thrown out the window when Skeens pitches, right? Their only run yesterday was a Kyle Schwarber solo home run. That was the second at-bat of the game against Pittsburgh. I mean, they got completely shut down yesterday by Andrew Heaney, who's having a really good season for Pittsburgh in his own right as well. But here's the thing I'll say about Paul Skeens, right? Okay, look at that Arizona game. Look how Arizona hits against pretty much every single team. I know, again, they did not cash for us yesterday in Cincinnati against the Reds. That was an embarrassment, okay? But look how that team hits against pretty much every other team in the majors. And then Paul Skeens goes in there. He pitches 6 2/3 innings, and he gives up 1 run on 4 hits. And look at what happened when Skeens went to Los Angeles and took on the Dodgers. They scored, 0 runs in 7 innings? It's just what he does. He is the best pitcher in baseball, maybe not named Tarek Skubal. I think it's pretty clear he's the best pitcher in the National League. He's only 23 years old, and he's shut down in every single start that he has. The one concerning part, obviously, with picking the Pittsburgh Pirates, and it always bites us in the ass, and really just it hurts Skeens, is that they get him no run support. Christopher Sanchez will be pitching today for Philadelphia. He's good. He's not Paul Skeens good. And I'm so serious, the Pirates need to score 2 runs today. If they can score 2 runs, they're winning. The way that the Phillies are hitting, the way that the Phillies are just playing in general, if the Pirates are able to plate 2 runs, they're going to win. It is a question, where are they going to get that output? I mean, they're going to have to rely on Andrew McCutchen, who's, 36, and he's still probably their best hitter other than Brian Reynolds, O'Neal Cruz and whatnot. I mean, Cruz obviously not in the lineup yesterday. I mean, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is their other middle infielder. It's a struggle. I get it. Key Brian Hayes has not had a productive season at the plate. Tommy Pham, they're playing every single day. Henry Davis still has not figured it out at the plate. He's just been kind of I don't want to say a disaster, but he just hasn't really panned out. It's brutal for the Pirates, right? When we're talking about a guy who's got the best, potentially one of the best ERAs in baseball. His ERA is 2.04, 2.05, and this team still at even money with the team that has won 2 out of their last 8 games and has lost back-to-back on the road in Pittsburgh, right? It's kind of tough because that's just how the way the Pirates play in general. I think they are going to beat the Phillies today. Again, I love Paul Skeens. I know he's the best pitcher in baseball. I think that's going to be enough today for the Pittsburgh Pirates to win. So I'm going Pirates money line here at home against the Philadelphia Phillies. It's -110, -115, hovering around that range. I think Pittsburgh right now is a slight favorite. I'm going with the Pirates at home at PNC Park to pick up the victory against the Philadelphia Phillies. Let's go on to our third best bet of the video. It is our Washington Nationals best bet of the day, and we are taking the under today in the Washington Nationals matchup and the final game here with the Texas Rangers. The over-under is 9, and I know Trevor Williams is pitching. I really don't care Trevor Williams is pitching, because here's the thing, guys. Both these teams suck at the plate right now, okay? Rangers versus Nationals is a who can score the least amount of runs possible contest, okay? These two teams are poverty at the plate right now. It's atrocious. And obviously it took, our good buddy Eduardo Salazar to come out there yesterday and just get, bitched by the Texas Rangers. For there to be more runs scored yesterday, obviously. And Mitchell Parker, it's something about the first inning with that guy. He goes 6 innings, he gives up 2 runs, and they still lose the baseball game. Because again, the Washington Nationals are incompetent right now at the plate. They're just, I don't know what's going on with this team, okay? This team goes to Seattle, they have their best, Josh Bell goes crazy, James Wood, goes nuclear. This entire team is hitting the ball in Seattle and in Arizona. They come back to DC, and I don't know what Darnell Cole's voodoo magic's going on right now, but this team forgot how to hit a baseball, and they forgot how to hit a baseball in the air. Okay, I don't know what's going on. CJ Abrams has all of a sudden gone from batting 300 to batting now 260. James Wood's average has dropped about 15 points. Josh Bell lost his superpowers that he found in Arizona and in Seattle. I mean, I get it. Jacob deGrom was pitching yesterday, but the Nationals are now 4 games under 500. They send Trevor Williams to the bump today. And so how am I supposed to be optimistic about this baseball team right now? So I'm so serious. How am I supposed to be optimistic about it? Again, I understand, I flip my stance on this team every single day, but it's hard watching a game like yesterday. I came into that game with low expectations, right? I thought they could keep the game close early against the Rangers and Jacob deGrom, but my goodness, it's not, they didn't even put up a fight. They did not put up a fight yesterday. This team had 3 hits the entire game. Nathaniel Lowe has 1, Robert Hassel has 1 because he's that guy, and Luis Garcia had a hit as well, and then he got thrown out right after at second. I mean, today they're going to see a bullpen day likely out of Texas. The Rangers opener today is going to be Jacob Latz. I'll get to him in a second. But it's just like, come on, man. Elevate a baseball. This team has scored, I forget what the stat is, but they haven't scored, and they've scored like 3 runs in the last 30 innings. That's an over-exaggeration, but it's been that bad because they couldn't score at the end of the Chicago series. They barely played 2 runs on Friday against the Rangers, and yesterday they get shut out. And they were, they scored early against Texas in the first game. Just, I don't know where to go with this team right now because everyone's cold at the plate. And it does bring up the case, all right, where's Brady House? I'm serious, nothing's going right for this team right now hitting-wise. They've been winning games because they're pitching. Brady House right now, guys, is batting 300 in Rochester AAA. He has 12 home runs, okay? The strikeouts are not as big of a problem anymore. Where the hell is he? Jose Tena hasn't been playing that good of baseball to warrant Brady House staying in AAA. No. Brady House needs to be on the Major League roster, and it's utterly ridiculous that he's not. He's 22 years of age. He's batting 300. He's got 12 home runs. Call him up now. What are we waiting for? We're waiting for a road trip? They're going to Queens on Tuesday. I don't know. There's a chance, by the way, this game doesn't get played. And that's, again, another factor why I'm taking the under. If this game gets played, it's going to be in rainy conditions. There's a chance the ball stays in the yard a lot, okay? So that's another reason why I like the under in this game. You know, I know Trevor Williams is pitching. Guys, Texas they're horrible at the plate too. So I just don't care. I'm so serious. I know Trevor Williams has been really bad. The over-under is 9. So like, all right, if Trevor Williams gives up 4 runs, I don't expect the Nats to score more than 3. I'm gonna be honest. But honestly, even Trevor Williams, who's got his dog crap 6.03 ERA, the Rangers are bad hitting. They just are. I get it. They looked good yesterday towards the tail end of that game, but that's what happens when Eduardo Salazar comes up to pitch. He's not a major league pitcher. I don't know how he made his way up back to AAA. Okay, it took Jorge Lopez to be a locker room cancer for Salazar to come back. He makes Zach Breisky look like he's, you know, Raleigh fingers out the bullpen. Trevor Williams, I think, again, for as bad as he's been, I don't think Texas is that good hitting-wise. We've seen it. And on the flip side, Jacob Latz will be the opener today for Texas. I don't know what Latz is going to be. Again, this is a guy who, you know, probably won't go more than 3 innings. They'll go to what I assume Tyler Mahle, who is, you know, was supposed to be their starter for this game, but they're just going to go opener with Latz right away because they want to get the lefty-lefty matchup, I assume, with Abrams, with Wood. I guess Ahmed Rosario is going to be batting in the 2, so they force a lefty-righty matchup. So Davey's going to force a lefty-righty matchup with him. Just expect the under, guys. It should be muggy conditions here in DC. I don't even know if this game's going to get played. I think it's going to, because I think they'll try to squeeze it in, because the Nats and Rangers obviously won't see each other the rest of the season, and they'll have to squeeze that in just, you know, randomly. I'm looking at the weather report right now. Yeah, I don't know if they'll get this in or not. We'll see. They'll try, and if they try to get it in again, I assume it's going to be harsh conditions, and balls shouldn't fly. So I'm going to take the under on the over-under here with the Rangers and Nationals. It's 9. I think that's going to hit. We'll take it. Again, I think it's like minus 130, minus 125-ish for the under in this game. We move on to our next best bet of the video. We move to, again, our second of 3 money lines of the day, and we are going to go with the Devil Magic team themselves in the San Francisco Giants. I'm taking the Giants to sweep the Atlanta Braves. I don't know what's going on with the Braves right now. This team is, you know, I get upset about the Nationals for good reason, because we've been stuck in a never-ending rebuild for the last 6 seasons. And the Atlanta Braves have won a World Series, you know, in the last, 4 seasons. But guys, Atlanta's 9 games under 500. Okay, they're on a 5 or 6 game, I believe 6-game losing streak. They've been walked off in back-to-back nights against the Devil Magic worshippers in the San Francisco Giants. It was a passed ball on Friday. It was a Matt Chapman walk-off home run yesterday. You know, obviously the Braves, they bring back Craig Kimbrell just for them to release Kimbrell the very next day after a scoreless outing. I get it, his stuff didn't look that great, but it's just, man, the optics around that just don't look very good. Anyways, I don't know why the Braves are favored to win this baseball game. I get it, Spencer Strider's pitching, but guys, Spencer Strider has not been good this season yet. We have faded Spencer Strider pretty much every single start he has had since he came back. So I'm going to detail every single Spencer Strider start this season, okay? First one, on the road in Toronto, it was April 16th, 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Okay. He goes back in the injured list, pitches against the Nationals on May the 20th. He goes 4 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs. Philly's start wasn't bad, just got stuck in a lot of, you know, big counts, a lot of long counts in that game. Pitch count was high, only goes 4 2/3 innings, gives up 1 hit and 1 run. Comes back against Arizona. I get it, the D-backs are an amazing hitting team, but 5 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, and 3 home runs off of Spencer Strider for the Snakes. So exactly, Spencer Strider has not been great so far this season. And I look at the San Francisco Giants, I understand this is a team that has a lot of trouble hitting the baseball, but I'm going to stop fading Landon Rupp. I'm going to stop saying, oh, the Landon Rupp, you know, run has to end now. I'm just going to say, okay, I think Landon Rupp's actually pretty good at pitching, okay? I watched his last start against the San Diego Padres in person last Tuesday. He went 6 1/3 innings in that game, 4 hits, 0 runs. Obviously, that was the game the Giants choked in the top of the 9th with the Manny Machado bases loaded 2 RBI single, but that loss that the Giants had was not because of Rupp. Hell, look at Rupp's 3 of his last 4 starts have been 6 innings scoreless baseball for him, right? Against the A's, 6 innings, 5 hits, 0 runs. Nationals, same exact line, 6 innings, 5 hits, 0 runs. Gave up some runs on the road in Detroit, but obviously we know how, you know, difficult the Tigers are to deal with. Obviously they did not cash for us yesterday, but yesterday just sucked as a whole, except for Mlb Best Bet For. Regardless, But look at Rupp's last start against the Padres, right? That's a good lineup, and he goes right through them. I get it, Atlanta, again, they have the guys in the lineup. They have Ronald Acuna. They've got Austin Riley. They've got Ozuna from the Braves. They've got Drake Baldwin, who's hitting the ball really well. Matt Olson, I know, again, his average is not high this season, but, you know, again, when Olson gets a hold of one, that's trouble. I don't care. Landon Rupp's been really good this season, and Spencer Strider hasn't yet, okay? I don't understand why the Braves are favored. They're at -135. You're going to get the Giants at around +115 today. So if this is a Vegas trap, oh well, we're falling right into it. I don't care, okay? I am aligning myself for this one day with those dark magic worshippers in the San Francisco Giants, okay? Well, hell, we have the Pacers later today as well, so say what you want there. I'm only joking. But regardless, I'm not about the Giants, though. I'm actually not joking about the Giants. I don't know what goes on in the Bay Area, okay? I don't want to know, also, what happens in San Francisco. Regardless, we're taking the Giants here, okay? I get it, this team on paper, hitting-wise, I mean, they're still batting Dominic Smith in the 5 spot, who hasn't been bad yet. Matt Chapman feels like he's, you know, hard double off the wall or home run or bust, because if not, he's striking out or just hitting one straight into the ground. Jung-Hoo Lee's either, either splitting a gap or he's popping up a million feet in the air. I understand that. I'm taking the Giants. They have the best bullpen in the MLB right now. Randy Rodriguez, I'm so serious. If he is the actual closer of this baseball team, he's going to get Cy Young votes, because that guy's that unhittable. I'm so serious. Randy Rodriguez is the best reliever in all of baseball right now, and it's not even close, and I don't know why the Giants even ponder having Ryan Walker or Camilo Doval be the closer of that baseball team, okay? When Rodriguez comes in, it's shut down, and teams don't know how to hit that guy. It's amazing. Anyways, I'm taking the San Francisco Giants to win this baseball game against the Atlanta Braves. You look at the money line, +115 for San Francisco. I expect them to get it done. I'm taking the Giants here at home. Let's go into our final best bet of the video. It is another money line, and it's another money line at plus money. I don't know why this one is at these odds as well. We're going to fade a pitcher who historically, like Spencer Strider, has been very good, but who hasn't been very good this season so far. So we're going again to Anaheim for the Angels and Mariners. Seattle -150 on the money line. Los Angeles Angels +125 on the money line. Give me the Angels. Now, I get it. Tyler Anderson hasn't been very good this season. He's going to be the starting pitcher today for Anaheim. It's not really about him, this pick. It's about George Kirby. And again, like I said with the Giants, and I said that this at the beginning of the video as well, like, this is pure value plays here, okay? George Kirby's guys, his ERA this season is 8.56. He hasn't been good. Like Spencer Strider, I'm going to detail you every single George Kirby start so far this season. First one against the Astros at Minute Maid Park, 3 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs. Nationals, 5 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs. Against the O's, his last start was his best start so far this season. 5 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, but still, again, they lost the game 5-1 did Seattle. I know they scored a lot yesterday against the Angels, but it is what it is. Like, I think we're going to be okay here. I fully expect this Angels lineup to hit early and often against George Kirby, a guy who's kind of just been dealing with just control issues, I guess it is. I don't know. I feel like when I watched George Kirby pitch, especially in that national start I got to watch, it was just like, he's missing over the center of the plate, and he's leaving stuff. I mean, the James Wood monster home run that was hit off of Kirby in the Pacific Northwest, it was a center pitch that I just assumed George Kirby mislocated, but it's like, all right, the George Kirby of old, pre-injuries, probably wouldn't have left that pitch right there. I just don't know. I don't trust George Kirby right now, so that's why I'm going Anaheim here. Tyler Anderson, he can be a struggle to watch sometimes. I completely understand. His ERA is kind of based off what he did at the beginning of the season, because his ERA in the month of May and early June has not been good so far. But honestly, look at the way the Angels are hitting right now. Okay, Joe Adell, 2 home runs yesterday. Now, I know Joe Adell got the bust tag pretty early in his run, and for good reason. He still hasn't turned out to what we thought Joe Adell was going to be. But Joe Adell now, quietly, has made himself a starting outfielder in the major leagues. He bats around 225, but if he can give you the power that he's putting on right now at 12 home runs in the season, I think that's playable. I really think it is. Again, 2 home runs yesterday for Joe Adell out the 8 spot. And the rest of the lineup, right? I mean, Zach Neto, when Neto is on, he's one of the better contact-hitting shortstops in baseball. Obviously, he's going to always, I think, get overlooked by his counterpart in the American League West in Jacob Wilson, who, I hate to say this about Zach Neto, Jacob Wilson does everything just better than Zach Neto does. Not to say Neto's a bad player, well, Jacob Wilson bats 356 right now, okay? Nolan Shonwell, obviously a very reliable bat at first base. You get the power bats in the middle of the lineup who, I'll be honest with you, are boom or bust because they're all power bats right now. And again, Mike Trout, I expect Trout's average to eventually bounce back, but I'm talking about Trout, Ward, and Jorge Soler, okay? Soler actually left yesterday's game, so I expect Chris Taylor back in the lineup today. I know he had his first Angels home run yesterday. I don't know what I can expect out of Unk over there in Anaheim and Chris Taylor. I just don't know, okay? But when I look at Mike Trout and I look at Taylor Ward, again, two guys who can obviously put the ball at the park, two guys who I know their averages maybe 216 and 211 respectively. I feel fine about Trout and Soler. And I look at what the Angels did yesterday. They scored 4 runs off of Luis Castillo, and Castillo's been having a much better season than George Kirby. So I really just don't understand the odds. I understand it with these 2 money line plays. I'm going with 2 teams at home who have won the first 2 games of each of their series and looking for the sweep. I get it. It is tough to sweep a team in baseball. It is hard to beat another professional baseball team 3 times in a row. I completely get that. But I look at the spots for both these squads. I say, okay, I see George Kirby for Seattle. I see pitching for the Atlanta Braves, Spencer Strider. And I see 2 decent pitchers, obviously Landon Rupp, a much more reliable and just better pitcher right now than the lefty, and Tyler Anderson for the Angels. But 2 guys, again, who can get it done. And I look at the Angels lineup again. Guys, when the Angels score 8 runs, that's a big deal. When this team gets going offensively, they're good. Seattle, I know they scored 6 yesterday on 14 hits, and I know the Mariners bats as a whole have been a lot better this season than the, LOL Mariners of the past, obviously. But, and I get it, right? I mean, J.P. Crawford's been really good. Julio has been slowly but surely better. And Cal Raleigh, I get it, is the best catcher in baseball. Okay, Cal Raleigh had two home runs yesterday. Is he going to do that in back-to-back days? Probably not, right? So I look at that and say, okay, I don't think Seattle's going to be able to put on the same offensive output. On the flip side, I expect the Los Angeles Angels to be able to score off of George Kirby, who's dealt with control issues this season. He's leaving pitches over the center of the plate, and I think it's a very winnable spot for the Angels, especially at home. I get it, they're looking for a sweep today, but I actually do like the Angels a lot here. Give me Los Angeles Angels money line. I get it's an underdog play here, but sign me up. Plus 125 for the Angels. The value's too good today for these 2 California teams, and the Angels and the Giants, and we're going to ride with them at home today against the Mariners and the Braves. So folks, thank y'all for watching our MLB Best Bets here for June 8th. If you haven't yet though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back tomorrow for more daily MLB Best Bets, along with our NBA Finals Game number 3 predictions, which will come out tomorrow after Game 2 over in Oklahoma City. Let's hope Pacers are up 2-0. I'm just saying. Let's go Indiana. Folks, thank y'all for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. Folks, thank y'all for watching. And Mamba forever.